Hey guys, we are back with another video today, all focused on an AFK pig farm and how you can build an AFK farm that will quite literally get you millions of dollars per hour pretty quickly. So we're actually at the base of the farm that we have in our world, and as you can see, the chests are all full of pork chops. Each one of these double chests that's full of cooked pork chops will sell for a little over $500,000 a piece. So as you can see here, we've got 7 rows of 3 chests, so these are all full, which equates to about 21 million coins if I was to go and sell everything. And as you can see, burning pigs are falling down about as fast as you can count. If we go up here really quickly, you'll be able to see exactly how many spawners we have. Farm's way up there. I think there's about 42 spawners up there, so quite a few. I've had a few people comment and ask for some breakdowns on how to actually make one of these things, so I figured I'd go ahead and give a more in-depth breakdown on how to build one of these AFK grinders. So without further ado, let's hop into the creative world and see how it's done. Alright, so we're in our creative world here, and I'm going to actually start the base of this up a little bit higher. You technically can start this at whatever level you want in your Skyblock world. You just need to leave enough space for some rows of chests to come down from this. So the building blocks for this are pretty straightforward. You can really use whatever solid block you want. I'm going to use cobblestone just because most people will have decent access to this. I would not recommend using wood because this build is going to use lava and we don't want anything to catch on fire. Outside of that, you're going to need chests, some trap chests, some hoppers and some water buckets, and a number of spawners once you get access to those. So to get things started, we're going to just take that center block we built, put a block on either side of it. What we're going to do is we're going to put regular chests on the sides and then trap chests in the middle so we can have a row of 3 like that. And then we're going to come down, just put a temporary block here. We'll put a couple more chests. I guess it would help if I put the temporary block all the way through. So we'll put trap chest here, and then regular chest there, and then you will replace all those temporary blocks with hoppers. And you can basically repeat this as long as you want, as far as you can. It doesn't matter a whole lot. As you saw in our world, we have 7 rows, which is plenty for us for the time being, and this will ultimately be your collection system. So now that we have the collection system down, what we're going to do is go ahead and build the platform in which all the pigs are going to fall onto. So we're going to make a 3x3 square of hoppers, each row feeding into the chests here, and then we're going to basically come to the left side here, build out 1 block, build 1 block up, and then we're going to create a ring around the hoppers. It looks like this. And then the last step we're going to do just to close it in is we're going to put 3 slabs here. And what this will do is allow you to still open your chests while minimizing the amount of pork chops that actually can fly out as the pigs are falling and dying. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and build the chamber that they'll fall down. And what we're going to do, if you want to save materials, you technically don't have to build on the corners. I won't do that for this video. What you're going to do is build something like this, and then build straight up. This build is going to assume you're using level 1 spawners, and so as a result, we're going to build this up 40 blocks just to make sure that any of the tough pigs that spawn end up dying, no problem. If you're using higher level spawners, then you'll need to make the fall distance greater. So I think in our world they're falling 80 or 90 blocks just because we have a couple of high level spawners in the grinder, but you don't have to build it that high if you're just using level 1 spawners. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all built up, and then we'll come back and go to the next step. Now that we are up high enough in the air, the next step is going to be building the spawning platform in which everything will spawn and fall down the tunnel into. So it doesn't matter which side you build this on, it's pretty much up to you, whatever way you want to go. I'm just going to go on this side. What we want first is to make this section of 3 blocks here be 8 blocks long. So count, including the one that's already here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll fill that in on each side. This will be where the pigs are going to flow sideways and fall down from. So we'll just go ahead and build the walls around like so. And then this next area is going to be your spawning platform. So we'll go out 1 here, go up 1, 2, 3. Just give the pigs plenty of space to fall down so they don't try to come back up. And what we're going to do is we're just going to fill this in like so. So come up 3 blocks on all sides. We'll fill in some of this other stuff later. And then again on this one, you're going to want to make it 8 blocks long, including this one for the water to flow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to go ahead and fill this area in, and we'll be back with next steps. Alright, we've got the platform all built here, and the next steps really are just going to be to build up walls so that the pigs go exactly where we want them to. I'd recommend making this wall at least 7 blocks high just to make sure the pigs don't spawn on top of it. So that's already 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up basically all the outside walls to this height. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll get back into it. So now we've got our beautiful cobblestone box here, and the next step is to get all of the water placed so that the pigs will fall down into the first spot and then ultimately fall down into the hoppers. So what we're going to do is just take the water bucket, put 3 there at the end. They should go right to the edge there for you. And then we'll do the exact same thing in the bigger box here, put them all along the edge. And as you can see, they will flow right to the edge, fall in here, and then flow down or fall down into the hoppers. Now, depending on which island you build this on, it might have weather conditions such that the water will freeze once you get high enough up in the air. I think in the extreme hills biome for sure that'll happen. So as a precaution, one thing you can do just to keep your water flowing nice and smooth is put some torches along the walls, and that will be technically enough heat to keep the water from freezing. The last thing we want to do in this build, I didn't tell you to make these, but they will help you, is get some ladders. And the easiest way to build ladders to get in and out of here is to go here in this corner and just build up. So that way you can be down in here and then easily just hop on up the ladder and then either hop down or go down ladders some other way. If you want to get up here easily, what I would suggest doing is along this side, so as far away from the spawners as possible, build some ladders. I'll do that and then we'll be right back. Alright, the ladder's all done, and now we have 2 steps left to go. One of them is obviously getting the pig spawners in here, and the other one is, if you have unlocked the nether, it's definitely worth it to put some lava in here for the pigs to fall through, which will make sure that you get an extra 100 coins per pork chop from the cooked versus the raw. If you don't have the nether unlocked, and therefore lava, you can still build this farm with the raw pork chops in mind and still get a ton of money for your value, but as soon as you unlock the nether, it certainly is a big boost to income to get the cooked ones. So what we want to do is basically build the area for the pigs to fall through up here, up higher, versus down low. It'll be a bit safer to make sure that they all actually catch on fire, and we want to go down a couple blocks from where we're at, so we'll just go down to this one here and build effectively 3 rows of signs all the way across. And we want it to be a little bit further down to make sure that all the pigs actually fall through it and then go to the bottom. So we'll put a bucket of lava in that corner there and this corner here just to make sure it's all covered. and then if we spawn some pigs, you should see they will actually start falling through, and they will ultimately go down there and fall to their death. So if we spawn a couple more, we'll have enough velocity on them that they'll fall down there and give you some pork chops. So from a spawner perspective, it's certainly not a science to this. I would suggest just kind of starting in the middle based on however many spawners you have, and just place what you got. So I'll just put maybe 8 in here to start, and then we'll make all of these pigs. Alright, and you'll see the pigs will basically go off the edge there, they'll fall down, and then hit the hoppers and give you pork chops. So if we come down here, you should be able to see in one of these chests, there you go, in this chest we're starting to get the pork chops from the pigs falling down. So this spawner works really well. There's obviously a couple different ways you could build this. From a design perspective, this one works really well for us. We have no issues with it. We get 100% of the pork chops that hit the hoppers, and from here on out, it's pretty much just a matter of either sitting AFK or just being in the general vicinity of the hoppers to get those awesome pork chops that you can sell for a ton of money. So that's it for this build. This build also, as a quick note, you can use this exact same design for any of the mobs that can take fall damage to die. So creepers, zombies, cows, sheep, although I wouldn't recommend doing it for sheep because it's a huge waste, skeletons, anything that you can drop for their own drops like this. This design works the exact same way for any of those mobs. So same design, same output, and you'll ultimately get all that loot down here in these chests, and they'll start filling up for you. So if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. If you have any questions or comments on the build or the design, feel free to leave those below, and I will definitely be watching out for those and responding. So hope this helps you guys. This will help you make a lot of money in your CubeCraft world, and I will see you later.